Joy in Our Town. I'm Lisa Boldo, and we're talking about health. Joining us today is Dulcie Tonelli of Unique Probiotics. Dulcie, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, Dulcie, why do you think so many people have trouble losing weight and staying healthy?
I think because everyone just wants that quick fix, Lisa. You know, everyone just wants to lose a quick, 20 pounds in 7 days. It's not going to happen. It's not realistic, and I think people don't understand that, and that's why they lose. They have that roller coaster up and down of dieting.
Yeah, they jump on the next whatever
the next best fad, the next diet. What's the next one? Let's try that quick pill, quick shake. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that doesn't ever work
at all.
So tell us, what is the standard American diet?
It's so unhealthy. It's loaded with processed foods, bad fats, lots of sugar, and hence that's why it's sad. It really is.
Right, sad. Do you think that it differs here in New York City as opposed to other rural areas?
I don't think so. I think that weight loss in general, worldwide, not just here, it's just such a big topic. Everyone wants to lose the weight, and some people for aesthetic reasons and others because for their health. They really need to lose that weight, so it's all over.
Right. So, Dulcie, what is different about what you do?
I eat real food. I eat real food, I eat butter, I don't shy away from eggs, and I don't eat low fat, low carb. I eat real food, and that's what healed me, and that's what helped me lose that weight. I do proper food combinations.
What is real food?
God, 80% plant-based, the greens, the vegetables that are missing in our diet, and 20% the protein, that fish or the poultry, again, making sure you're eating all organic, and where the source of your meat and your poultry is coming from is so important,
Why is it important to eat organic?
Because you want to know how that animal was raised. You want to make sure that it didn't have, those antibiotics, because if it was in our animals and we're in essence eating them, we're getting the antibiotics in our bodies, and which is what's going on, the epidemic now, and our children are suffering from obesity, their parents, and everyone's just blaming it on all this and the foods, and yeah, the fast foods don't help either, but you have to become an educated consumer now more than ever.
I agree. What is the best thing that you can do when you go food shopping?
Make a list. I love lists. I make a list and then leave them home. But and then shop the outside of the perimeter, because that's where the good stuff is. You start with your produce and your vegetables, and you make your way around to the meats and the fish department and poultry, and then ultimately you'll end up where your milks and your butters are. And what's in between, unless you're needing paper goods, you shouldn't really be in those aisles, That's what you need to do. And read labels. I can't stress enough. Read those PLU labels. Make sure if it's, a GMO label, an organic label, if it's a conventional. Just educate yourself. It's so important. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of information and resources out there.
Very true. So tell us, again, I asked you what is different about what you do specifically, because I know or I should ask you, what are cultured vegetables? Because I know that this is something you're very passionate about, and yet it's something that I don't think a lot of people really know what they are. They're not aware of cultured vegetables, what they are, and the benefit of them.
They're amazing. And it's not new. This has been around for thousands of years, and our ancestors, they did, fermentation for years, and there's different process of fermentation. What I do is I get the best organic vegetables, and I shred and dice and culture them with cultures.
And when you say culture them, what does that mean?
Well, that means I enhance them with, once I shred them and I have them all, mixed in together, I will then add the friendly bacteria, the lactobacillus, the bifidobacteria, the L. plantarum. So now when you ferment organic vegetables, you're enhancing their nutrients 100 times.
Now, how are you actually fermenting them? Because there's a term fermentation and then cultured vegetables, but doesn't it kind of mean the same thing? Or?
Yes, and what happens is after I've mixed them all together and they're ready to be, jarred, I put them in glass jars and they get sealed. And then I control the temperature at which they are fermenting. And people ferment 3 to 5, 7, 10, 12. It's really whatever is palatable to you.
And fermenting means it's just when it's in the jar and it's just sitting there, it's naturally fermenting. It's not anything special that you have to do to it.
Exactly. Microflora, very smart. They eat up all the natural sugars in those. That is their...
You mean the vegetables in the jar?
Yes. And the microflora, which is the bacteria that I added to it, what they do is they eat all the natural sugars in the vegetables. They're very smart. That's their food source. And as they consume all that, you're then left with that tangy, pickled, because that's what, in essence, fermented foods, people refer to them as kraut. I make glorified sauerkraut because I include so many different ingredients in mine, but it's whatever's palatable. It's so easy and so essential. We need them back in our diets now more than ever.
So it tastes like pickles or
Yes.
in a little like vinegar maybe?
Yes, and people often ask, like, oh, did you put vinegar in that or salt? I don't use either one of those methods. The bacteria that we add are just live probiotics. And so at that point, they're raw. They're in the raw state. No heat has been applied, because once you apply heat, you're really pasteurizing or any of that, you're killing all the healthy microflora, the bacteria. We don't want to do that. We need them in our gut. We need to inoculate our gut with all that.
And it's all organic vegetables.
Absolutely.
That you use. So tell us, why is that? You said we need that. Why do we need that? Why is good bacteria so important to our health?
Because it's helping us digest our food, and 80% of our immune system lies in our gut. And that's why we need to build up that immune system. And we need people who want to detox. You know, that's like such a buzzword. Everyone's detoxing on some form of pill or shake. You know, that's not healthy. You need to detox using food. Use food as your medicine. And so these healthy fermented foods, along with our, you know, I eat them right along with my food, and they're going to help me digest. They're the best chelators and detoxers out there. You can't get that in a pill form, not in its raw state, not live, the way they're talking to you, microflora. When you're opening up these jars, they are just very much alive and ready to go into, like little warriors, and ready to clean house for you.
Wow, that's a neat way to put that.
They're really wonderful.
So it really helps our intestines, and it helps digest. So people that are struggling with digestive issues, this would be
a must.
Okay.
A must.
So let's just divert for a second. Stress. Stress is so prevalent today in everybody's, you know, just in their daily lives. What can somebody do to reduce stress in their lives?
I know what I like to do at the end of a night. I go home and I cook a home-cooked meal every night. I try to. And after all that and the cleaning up, you know, I make a habit of, you know, toning down those lights and lighting up candles, you know, setting a whole little different mood, you know, if you will. I have 2 teenage boys, and so I like to just start decompressing for the night, you know, and if I'm not going out for a walk, I'm doing that, you know, and turn off all the technology. We're so obsessed with technology, so I really just keep it, we're so stressed every day, like you said.
And how important do you think is exercise?
Super important. I mean, Hippocrates, the Greek physician, said it best, and, you know, walking is a man's best medicine. And that's all I did initially. And, you know, before my weight loss, I walked. You know, I used the outdoors to get, you know, the air quality, and the sunlight is so important.
How important are health supplements?
You know, that's really unique to the person. And I don't tend to not use the supplements. I really get all my nutrients from my food, you know, from all my cultured foods, from eating the organic meats, the organic poultry. I'm a big believer of using food as your medicine, but I'm sure they're very important, and there are wonderful supplements out there. You have to know yourself. It's unique to you.
So tell us more about yourself, Dulcie, and what you specialize in.
Well, I am the owner and founder of Unique Probiotics, and I'm very excited about that because it's my story, it's my journey, and I want to teach. It's not just about having that business and selling the fermented foods, it's about educating people. I want to get the word out there. I want to, you know, show people that you can heal yourselves. You know, if you take the time to just, you know, slow down a little bit, learn and read your labels, and just eat better. You know, these fast foods that are out there, these, you know, in every street corner you just find that, and people are just looking for quick fixes, and you're just damaging yourself more. So I just want to help make people aware. You know, there's documentaries to be watched that people need to know, and ask questions. I think more than ever now, people are really starting to take control of their diet. Even when you go to the doctors, you know, be demanding of what you want and your service, and where does your food come from. You know, I'm very proud to say that I help sustain local agriculture. Like, I know where my vegetables are grown. You know, I will be there starting in June to see them harvest it. You know, I'm very excited about that because I'm very picky. I am super critical, as are some of my clients, and demanding, and we need to be. Where is the source of that beef? What are you feeding that cattle? You know, ultimately, I'm eating it. I want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. You're very passionate about what you do. Can you just tell us, you know, what is it that made you so passionate about nutrition and these cultured vegetables?
It had a lot to do with my own health. I was, you know, waking up every day and not feeling good, not a good feeling. And here I was at 40 with two amazing, you know, boys, and also the same. I wanted my boys to have a better health and look at me and be the perfect example. It just drove me deeper and deeper into researching and finding out, you know, with the better foods, the better qualities, and, you know, how to educate my own children, because I'm an example to them. And today they fluently talk about everything I do. They mimic me.
Absolutely. They're like sponges, right?
Absolutely.
No matter how old they get. So you offer programs or classes or workshops regarding, you teach people how to make cultured vegetables?
That is when I'm at my happiest. If you stick me in a kitchen with amazing vegetables, I want to teach people. You know, those that want to learn, I'm going to start putting together workshops, and I'm also going to start doing some documentary nights, you know, and where people can come out and watch Food Inc. and, you know, Genetic Roulette, all those amazing documentaries that some people don't even know exist. And I love when I go to the expos and I stream them on, you know, on the laptop, and they're like, well, what are they? You know, they're documentaries, they're real, and people want to educate. And so I want to have and host these nights that people will come out, and I want to teach and just educate. It's important to get the word out.
How long have you been doing this, Dulcie?
God, it's going to be 7 years now that I have been, you know, maintaining the same health that I am, and the same weight, and just, you know, having the amazing cultured foods into my diet and into my clients' diets.
And how much of it would you say, you know, a day is good for?
You know, less is more. You don't have to consume. I know people over ferment because they're so delicious, and you want to get them, and you think I'll eat more than the recommended. But you know what? A half a cup a day is really all you need to start with.
Even if somebody has digestive issues, should they start with a little more and then go less? Or?
No, because there's trillions of, you know, of bacteria that less is more. So, and you want to start slow, because you're going to have, you know, there's going to be a little war going on there, you know, so you're going to have some crises, some healing crises, and some people get turned off and think, oh, that was no good for me. That's not the case. You got to, you know, go get through that, and you will, and you'll feel amazing afterwards.
Wow, you are a plethora of information, and I just appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, Dulcie Tonelli.
Thank you for having me.
Unique Probiotics.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Joy in Our Town, and we will see you next time.